Alright, Pepper Urangus, we're back playing Klonoa, and you might have heard something a little different there. Klonoa's voice sounded different. There are two language options in this game. There is English, like we have been playing on, and then there's Phantomile, the, the society that Klonoa comes from. And so, in this episode, and I don't know if in all future episodes, we might only do this for a few, but I changed the language setting to Phantomile, so, or Phantomilian, or whatever you want to call it. So, if things sound a little weird, that's why. You won't be able to really understand anything that Klonoa says, or that anyone says, because it's all gonna sound like some weird mythical baby language, but that's how it's gonna sound. And it's actually kind of cool. They do that for, I think, all their games. I know in the GBA one it was only Phantomilian, but certainly in a lot of their games they have an English option that are for the console anyway. They have an English option and they have a Phantomilian option. And so I'm going to be playing with the Phantomilian language turned on for probably the next few episodes. We'll see how it goes. But, okay, so what we're doing right here is, man, where did we even leave off at? I went to Orlando and the Bahamas. That wasn't too nice. I didn't really enjoy it very much. Okay, I have some stories to tell from this. So, let's start off with, my room. So, I was, selected to the all-state marching band. And my school doesn't do any marching. This is not me starting at the room, but my school doesn't do any marching. So I'm like the only one there with no prior marching experience, which is great, because I have no idea what the fuck to do. And so I'm there, I'm like just trying to survive, and the worst part is that we're in khakis. Khakis in 95-degree humid Florida weather does not work out too well. There are 2 people who fainted, and that wasn't even the worst part of it. The worst part of it was obviously the room. The room was awful. I did not want to be in there as like much as possible, because the guy I was rooming with was okay, let's get this straight first of all. I have no problem with gay people. I'm not homophobic at all. I don't promote gay marriage. I accept gay marriage. I support it. I believe that people should have the right to marry whoever they want, as long as it makes them happy. And, but this guy, man, was just, like, he was the worst. Like, there are gay people, and then there's this guy. This guy was, first of all, he's obscenely overweight. And most fat people, they keep themselves somewhat clean. This guy has mold growing in his fat rolls. Like, I saw him get changed. There was blue mold. I kid you not, blue mold in his fat rolls. Like, not mushrooms, but it kind of looked like mushrooms. So there's blue mold in this guy's fat rolls. And that is, like, one of the most disgusting things you're ever gonna see. And then, there was one point where I was getting changed, and he started actively checking me out. He was, like, scanning me from head to toe, and, I was kind of freaked out a little bit. But then, I got put next to him on the plane. And let me tell you, he would not shut up about all the ways you can have gay sex. I learned so much from that trip that I did not want to know. And now, if you ever need to, like, know something about gay sex, no, I'm just kidding. There's no way I would even want to recount that. And, holy shit, how the hell did I die again? But, yeah, there is that was, generally one of the worst trips that I've gone on as a member of the school band. And it was really just because of that guy. The rest of my roommates were kind of cool, but that guy, man, I mean, there was one point he bought a dildo. and we could see it, and there was like jizz on his pillow. I'm like, oh man, come on. I don't want to see that. I don't want to smell that. Like, no, just hold it, man. Just hold it. It's gotta be like your pee, you know? You gotta hold that stuff in until a more appropriate time. You're not rooming with, like, 4 guys. But yeah, I was rooming with 4 guys. So I get in there the first night, and with the gay guy. And the other 2 have taken up the beds. The one guy's a black guy, the one guy's kind of overweight. So I go with the black guy because he's not too overweight. And so I'm like, hey man, scoot over. He wakes up, and he gives me, like, the most horrified face. Like I'm about to climb in there and just, like, screw him. I'm like, chill out, dude. I'm just another band member. I'm not a murderer. I'm not gonna kill you or anything. But he probably thought that I was going to. So it was a fun time. Would I do it again? No, probably not, because a bunch of people in that band, they took advantage of the laws in the Bahamas, which are not too strictly enforced, and they ended up buying alcohol and bringing that back onto the ship. And, wow. That was a really, really short episode. But, okay. I guess next time on Klonoa we'll be playing Vision 4 too. And I will be continuing my stories about, like, my adventures in the Bahamas. See you guys then.